Ciao!
No?
We have reached the 11th day of travel, and as usual we wake up at dawn, ready to immerse ourselves in the last exciting adventure inside Etosha. The jeeps pick us up in the early hours of the morning to give us one last game drive, during which we hope to spot some more of the majestic creatures that populate this vast park, from herds of elephants to the stealthy predators that inhabit the savannah. Today, however, the excitement of the safari must be balanced with the need to set off quickly, as a long transfer of 575 kilometers awaits us. The final destination is Opuwo, a small and vibrant town in the far north of Namibia, where modernity still meets tradition. Here, next to the Himba village of Omangete, we will spend the night, immersed in the ancestral culture of these proud people, whose lifestyle offers us a fascinating glimpse into an authentic way of life, in harmony with nature and ancient customs. The road will be long, but the anticipation of this unique encounter fills us with enthusiasm and curiosity. It was difficult to focus on this mother and calf rhino among the acacia thorns with the 600 lens without support. After traveling a short stretch of road, the magic of the savannah surprises us once again. In the golden light of the newly risen dawn, two more majestic rhinos emerge before us. Their powerful profile moves slowly and decisively among the thorny acacia branches and is tinged with warm shades. Their every movement resonates with power and grace, and the silence is almost sacred, broken only by the noise of our jeep.
Infatti la passeggiata del leone ieri lo Steenbok. Steenbok si chiama.
When we come across a hyena, the scene is charged with subtle tension. The animal observes us for a moment with a watchful gaze, its intelligent eyes scrutinizing our every movement, almost as if to evaluate whether we represent a threat or just a passing curiosity. His figure is nervous, ready to spring at any moment, but after a few seconds of hesitation, he seems to decide that we are not a danger. With unexpected relaxation, he stretches out among the bushes, abandoning himself to rest. Oryx move with natural grace as they graze undisturbed across the vast expanse of the savannah. Their posture is so refined that every step seems studied, as if they were taking part in a silent parade through the grass. Their long, tapered horns point skyward, giving them an air of majesty that captures the eye. Despite their robust structure, they move with surprising fluidity, almost as if they were dancing in harmony with the nature that surrounds them. A true spectacle of wild elegance, which evokes the perfection of a world where every detail seems precisely calibrated.
Sembrano preistorici, hanno quel becco.
Quel beccone.
They protect the
Sembrano
eggs.
un po' aggressivi. Quel becco un po'
But they
aggressivo.
protect the eggs, you mean?
Yeah.
They are the eggs and they protect.
Non si vede molti animali.
Ci stanno le uova, stanno proteggendo le uova nel nido. Dice che possono anche volare ma a piccoli pezzi di volo, se no camminano.
Sì, sono vecchi. Sono preistorici.
Sono preistorici questi,
Interessante questa gita, questa savana.
Come i dodi.
So they put the eggs in the ground.
Adesso sono qui due cose
Due cose che si
Not on
muovono.
the
che si muovono laggiù in fondo.
And here, almost like a fleeting shadow among the sparse vegetation, an African wildcat emerges cautiously from the bushes. Its coat, a perfect blend of grays and striped browns, blends in with the dusty soil of Etosha, allowing it to move undisturbed in its kingdom. Its watchful eyes scan the horizon, attentive to every slightest movement, while its agile and jointed body advances with those typical elegant and silent movements, inherited from a born predator. For a moment, it almost seems like we are observing a common domestic cat, and it is no coincidence. This species is considered the direct ancestor of the felines that live in our homes today. But here, in the heart of the savannah, its nature is that of an independent hunter, capable of surviving in a hostile environment thanks to instinct and stealth. Then, with a quick dart, the small predator moves away into the shadows of the bush, leaving us with the charm of an encounter as brief as it is precious, a fragment of the wild life of Etosha. After spotting a group of wildebeest with their robust and orderly gait, we reach a waterhole located on the edge of the pan, the arid and desert heart of Etosha. Here, in a surprising contrast to the harshness of the landscape, the zebras welcome us. Their unmistakable black and white stripes stand out against the dusty ground, and as they move calmly around the pool and as they drink or approach each other, their figures stand out in the reflection in the water.
This tree is a perfect cheetah place. No cheetah bird.
Cheetah or leopard?
Yes.
Because normally we usually find the leopard.
Okay, do you see?
And then when he hunts, he needs to hunt the meat
On
on the tree.
the tree.
The guide tells us that the splendid and solitary acacia, which stands majestically a short distance from the pool, is often a favorite refuge for leopards. The gnarled branches offer them a perfect hiding place, while from above, they dominate the landscape below. Unfortunately, luck is not on our side today. No movement betrays the presence of the leopard, and the tree remains silent, motionless under the scorching sun. But even without a sighting, the magic of knowing that we are in a territory frequented by these majestic felines still leaves a trace of emotion. We stop when, in the distance, we spot a group of ostriches moving elegantly across the arid landscape. Their long legs kick up dust as they advance, but it is one in particular that catches my attention. It approaches an acacia, its beak sharp and precise, carefully searching for yellow flowers among the thorns. It is calculated, almost graceful, as he manages to dodge the treacherous thorns to reach those delicate buds. When we had almost lost hope, nature surprises us once again. Among the distant bushes, barely distinguishable, we glimpse 3 lions. Even though they are distant and almost camouflaged in the landscape, their presence is unmistakable and brings with it the emotion that always comes from meeting big cats. Despite the distance, their majestic aura is palpable. They dominate the landscape with a sovereign calm that reminds us why they are considered the kings of these lands.
So the bad people don't kill them to take off.
They just used to cut it off, and then after that they regrow again.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you're able to kill it, your population will go down.
Yeah.
So that's why the ministry decided, no, if they want without sword, they used to cut cut it.
So nobody
So that-
can kill to take off.
Yeah, so that they
Ha
can.
tagliato forse il corno.
Glielo taglia il governo per evitare che arrivano i
Li
cacciatori che li
ammazzino.
ammazzino, tanto a loro gli ricresce poi. But after you cut, they grow up again.
Yeah, and then if you find a rhino in the park,
Che stavano andando in estinzione, no?
Because they are aggressive, because they haven't.
In Uganda
Because they are worried that you try to do again. Ok. Ha detto che sono molto aggressivi quando li incontri nel parco, quelli a cui hanno tagliato
Sono
il
incazzati.
corno, sono incazzati neri, quindi sono molto aggressivi, bisogna stare a distanza. Lo so, ma il problema è che ci sono cacciatori.
We have reached the end of our game drive, an experience that has given us unexpected emotions and unforgettable moments. With a certain melancholy, we leave the jeeps at the Etosha Visitor Center. Every curve we took revealed a piece of this wild world to us, a window onto an authentic and uncontaminated nature. Waiting for us, with his usual reassuring smile, we find Jocko, our trusted driver and travel companion. His presence represents a return to the daily routine of our itinerary, but also a bond with the land we are exploring, since every corner of Etosha seems to tell stories that Jocko knows well. As we continue our journey, the memory of the animals, the landscapes, and the silence of the savannah accompanies us, making us appreciate even more the magic of this day. Along the way, while we were still crossing the park, we were lucky enough to meet many other animals. Each encounter would have deserved a stop, a moment to observe and photograph, but we had already lingered too long in the game drive with the jeeps, captured by the pristine beauty of Etosha. Now, with a long delay on the schedule, we set off again at a brisk pace towards Opuwo. Despite the rush, the emotion of having experienced one last immersion in the wild nature accompanies us as we leave the park behind us, projected towards the next adventure that awaits us in the vibrant north of Namibia. Jocko, with his expert and ever-vigilant eye, doesn't miss anything. When he spots 5 lions lazily resting in the shade of an imposing termite mound, he immediately pulls the truck over, giving us all a long and precious stop to admire the spectacle. Even though they are far away and only a telephoto lens or binoculars allow us to see them clearly, the scene that unfolds before us is something extraordinary. Seeing them play with each other, nibbling affectionately and cuddling with surprising delicacy, is a spectacle that almost seems to shatter the myth of the lion as a ruthless predator. There's a playfulness, a sense of family intimacy that is deeply affecting, a sweetness that contrasts with the stern image we normally associate with these big cats. And so, as the heat of the savannah envelopes us, we find ourselves witnessing a rare and special moment, a memory that we will carry with us, where the power of nature intertwines with its unexpected tenderness. Even today, after having traveled an infinite number of kilometers, the hour of the African sunset arrives punctually, and once again, I am enchanted by this spectacle of colors that, despite the passing of the days, continues to surprise and excite me. The sky is painted with beautiful shades, while the savannah turns into a living painting. Every evening seems like a unique work of art, as if nature wanted to give us one last act of wonder before giving way to the night. Even though there are still many hours to go before we reach the Himba village of Omangete, where we will pitch our tents in the darkness under a starry sky, this parenthesis of light recharges us, giving us the strength to continue. There is something almost mystical about these sunsets. Each time they remind me how extraordinary this land is and how privileged the time we are spending here, immersed in its timeless beauty.